Hello, everybody. I'm Dorothy, professional astrologer. We're going to do a daily astrology message, all kinds of good stuff. Today is March 9th, 2022. However, anytime you see this, like others say, whenever you see this, it's when you're supposed to see it. So if it resonates with you, cool beans. All right, I'm just making sure I have the right thing up. This is take two, because I wasn't sharing what I thought I was sharing in the last video, which you didn't get to see because it's just how it goes. Make sure I'm sharing the right thing and where we are. Okay, cool. Let's get started. So here's a little bit of astrology for today. And I also, if you guys know me, you've been watching, I do little astro dice, deck of cards, great stuff. So the astrology for today that I want to talk about is that Mercury is at that final degree of Aquarius. And, that's a really critical degree, right? They are the final degree of every zodiac sign is considered critical. I find the ones when they're especially in a fixed sign, which Aquarius is fixed air. To me, it represents this point of when they're fixed, they're more difficult to shift. So as a planet is moving through a zodiac sign, it's just doing its thing, however much time it spends in that sign, it's just gathering in Aquarius. Let's say it's gathering information, and now it's come to the apex. And this is true whenever any planet is at the very end of a zodiac sign. It has gathered all the information that it wants to gather at this point in time, and all the processes, whatever that is. And it's at a critical point now where it's time to do something with all the information, or to release and realize it's okay, now I'm moving into something that's next. Because that critical degree, especially that critical degree of Aquarius, get my face out of the way here, is because it's air, it's that critical degree of genius and inventions and humanitarian things and social issues. And we still have a lot of planets, in the sign of Aquarius. So it's just, let me grab that chart again. Yeah, we have a lot of planets in the sign of Aquarius. Mercury is just finishing up tonight. It shifts into Pisces, a more mutable sign, at 8:32 p.m. Eastern. So I was looking at my ephemeris. So the rest of the day, so today, March 9th, with Mercury at that final degree, pay attention to the information and the messages you're getting. Am I being too rigid in my thinking? Aquarius can be that way. And do I need to release some thought, idea, process? What is that? And we might even see some things happening on social media today that are crap happens there all the time. So it's not much of a prediction. However, I do feel that if with things at 29 degrees, it could be that, one of the social platforms has an issue today. Oh, I hope not. I work on it a lot, but it is what it is, right? So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on your thoughts, your ideas, your processes, and go from there. All right. The moon is in Gemini today and just about to go out of bounds for the next 3-4 days. And so the moon in Gemini is also about information. So we actually, and it's not interacting with Mercury at all, but they both are in air signs. So today will be a day full of information. Okay, so we're going to stop the share. I'm going to throw the dice and see whatever else it wants us to know about. And what it wants us to know about is the moon in Pisces in the 10th house. So that's not what's in the sky. Let's be clear. This is just additional content. It's just my way. Those are my clues, just like people who pick up tarot cards. These are my clues as to what's the message that spirit wants to add to this. And so the moon in Pisces is incredibly sensitive. I have a family member with that. Very sensitive. When it's in the 10th house, it's all right. So do your best. This is a message for anybody. If you're out and about in the world today, be aware that you're sensitive, and you should be putting up some sort of boundaries around yourself. That moon in Pisces, especially at the apex of the chart, that 10th house is the top. It's not being out and about in the world. So maybe at your job, something is overly sensitive for you, and or just being out in the world could feel overwhelming today. So if you are feeling that even before you go out, consider what you need to do so you feel more comfortable and okay in your environment. All right. That's what that deck is all. That's what that role is all about. So now what does spirit want us to know here in shuffling the cards? It's just a nice three-tier message, right? And so what we've got here, fantastic. Ancestors. I like the ancestor card. There's 9 birds on here. So, and usually when we see sunrise and sunset, the sun like this, we can't tell if it's sunrise or sunset. But when I see that there is 9 birds, I've counted them before. That's why I knew. That in numerology, that's, like finalizing and ending processes and ending things. And so what do our ancestors want us to know? Our ancestors are always here to keep us, not to keep us, but to support us in whatever it is that we're needing. Our ancestors are also the reason we're here. Our ancestors are, what is it? Our beliefs, right? That lineage, that belief, that lineage is not just our physical genetics, but the belief systems that our families have passed on to each other, to us. It's, doing ancestor work is fantastic if you really want to take that deeper step, right? I've done work with Stephen Farmer. He's a fabulous shaman. He's out west. I think he's in California. And his work is just fantastic. And I'm sure there's plenty of others. He's just the one that comes to mind that I've actually worked with in person when he came here to New England a few years ago before the pandemic. And so the ancestor work is fantastic because if you do that type of thing, you can go into meditation and you can, meet the ancestor that maybe is responsible, the beginning of a thought or a belief, like the family always believes this has a poverty consciousness, and that's all brought down from, family members. Just an example, or whatever that is. I don't want to get into any of the negative thinking, but that's something that we can do with this. And that ancestor card comes up. So in a nutshell, Mercury in Aquarius, final degree until 8:32 p.m. Eastern. Then it moves into Pisces. That final degree of Aquarius is, let's see if we have something in our head that won't let go. We need to release, let go, or at least, get that process in that information out. Okay. Social media, a lot of information on that piece. And, this is Aquarius too. So it has a lot to do with astrology. There was just a big changing of the gods, I think it was called, just a big astrological thing that has gone through the internet. And that was, I watched some of it, I didn't see all of them, but that was fun to watch. I didn't learn anything, but that was fun to watch. But, you always learn something. I learned things about history that I didn't know, but the astrology I was quite aware of. And then, so that's what we get to use today, right? Thoughts, ideas, processes. The astrology says, make sure, the Astro Dice and Spirit is letting us know to be comfortable and safe and put up those boundaries. And if you're feeling extra sensitive, then just stay home. Do it tomorrow. It's up to you. Not everybody's going to feel this way. And then the ancestors are here to support us and in anything that we need. So please always ask. And if there is something lineage that you've been working on, do some meditation, get some guidance on how to process that. The astrology charts, we can see those things in astrology. We can see what we've brought in from prior lifetimes. With family members, we can see if we have everybody's charts, we can see, what your process, why you're here together. There's a lot of things that we can see, all 12th house, South Node, evolutionary things. All right. I went on for an extra long time. Thank you, everybody. And this is, so support me here by thumbs up, sharing, commenting below the video, sharing to your social media, please. It is helping. It's finally helping. I finally have a little growth as opposed to a loss of subscribers. It's finally catching up. So I appreciate you guys lots of gratitude. So we'll keep doing this because it's fun to me too. All right. Have a great day and namaste.